All right, so the lights on my gauge cluster aren't really working. And when I put in the new stepper motors for the gauges, I did get some new LEDs. So I'm gonna try and put those in. I don't know, I want this color, but I only have green, blue, red, and white. So I guess I'm gonna try green. And if that looks like, I guess I'll test out the LEDs first, but I'm gonna try green and see if that works properly. And then I guess we'll go from there. By the way, I'm pulling off, in order to get to this thing, you gotta pull off the front half of the dashboard. And then in order to get this, the gauge cluster out, is just 4 bolts. By the way, when you take out the gauge cluster, all you do is you pull this thing right here to pull the wheel all the way down, and then you put it in first gear, and then it just pops off. Be really careful though, because there's plastic nubs that go in. I can't find them, like down here and over here, stuff like that. Once you get all the bolts out, it's pretty easy to take it out. You just key on, turn off these. First gear, and then you can just pull it out. Well, you can only pull it forward so much before the wiring harness gets in the way, but you can kind of like slip it all. And then you gotta pull the connector on the bottom. I'm gonna pull that out right now, actually. There you have it, got that sucker out. Barren wasteland, just drive it like this. No speedo, nothing. Sorry, this isn't really an in-depth video. I can make a video on how to take these apart, but I'm just trying to get it done so I can drive it tomorrow. So when you take it out, and in order to open it up, you got to pull these 3 pins off the top, these 2 on the bottom. I just kind of leave them on, and then they just kind of open up on their own. 3 pins on the top, peel it off like this, and then if you peel it off and pull, it'll just boom, open it up. And then mark there where the dials stop with a tape and a Sharpie, and then you can just kind of like pry them off. You don't got, it doesn't take much force. You just kind of give them enough to do that. Then just set them to the side. All right, so I got it popped open, and the way that you remove these little phosphorus bulbs is you just use your soldering iron and you heat up one lead, and you want to kind of apply some lateral pressure while you heat it up, and then you'll heat up the one on the other side and then pull up and it'll come out. And so you have to search up a polarity guide to figure out which side is negative and which side is positive. But essentially, you're going to cut the leads on the LED down, but you're going to test your LEDs, see which side is positive and which side is negative. You know, I'm just going to use this little remote to test it out. So like, okay, I know which side's positive, which is negative, and then search up a polarity guide, cut the leads down, and then you're just going to solder them in there. And there's about 10 of them, so then you need 10 LEDs. But yeah, you pretty much just rip them out, solder them back in. Oh, that connector looks goofed up. Just finished soldering everything in. So the only lights you really need to worry about is just these 4, these 2, and then these 3. And then these up here is like, these are your turn signal lights, and then this is for your cruise control. You can change those, but on the actual like thing, they're green. I don't know if you can see it when I got my flashlight on me. You can kind of see the green hue. Let me see if I can get a good one. Yeah, cruise control. See, it's green anyway, so no matter what color you give it, it's going to be green. So I just went with white for the turn signals and the cruise. But yeah, it's all done. You got to find a polarity list online, and the ones I did find were pretty wrong. So I had to go through and redo all of these and this one, and I don't remember the polarities. So, I mean, if you're already this far, you probably know more about wiring than I do. So you'll be fine. All right, I'm all done. looks good enough for me. I like the green. I really wish I had, see, I want this color, but I got this color. But I guess I know how to do it now, so later I can do that. But it just goes to show that if you want to learn how to do something, you can just do it. I mean, when I initially fixed the motors, I didn't know how to wire anything at all. But I just got the stuff, followed the instructions, and did it. And now that led me to be able to wire in, you know, these exhaust valves and stuff like that. Ignore my wiring. It's dangerous back there, but it works. I know I didn't really explain it too much, but I mean, if you want to do it, you can do it. It's not that hard. I mean, I just proved to myself that I can do it.